Hi kids, hope all of you are doing fine. In the last class we learned what is a fraction. Fractions are parts of a whole. We learn the parts of the fraction. A fraction has three parts. Numerator in the upper part, denominator in the down part and a fraction bar. And the types of fraction. Which are the main types of fraction? The types of fractions are proper fraction, improper fraction, like fraction, unlike fraction, mixed fraction, equivalent fraction. Today we will study in detail about equivalent fraction. All of you listen here carefully. What is an equivalent fraction? I will explain to you. Look here, this is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. I cut this rectangle into two equal parts. Now, what will be the fraction of each part? What will be the fraction of each part? You have studied how many parts total? How many parts? Two parts. The fraction of each part is 1 by 2. There's no doubt about it. Then again, I am dividing this rectangle into two more pieces. The same rectangle. First, I divide this rectangle into half. Now, I am dividing this half into two more pieces. These two halves into two more pieces. Then what will be the fraction of the shaded portion? What will be the fraction of the shaded portion? Here, what will be the fraction of this shaded portion? I only cut this half into two. There is no other difference. Here, the fraction of the shaded portion become total how many parts? Total 4 parts. How many portions shaded? 2 parts shaded. So the fraction of the shaded portion become 2 by 4. Now, again I am cutting this rectangle into 3 pieces. First I cut into halves, 2 halves. Again I divided that halves into 2. Again, I am cutting that halves into 3 more pieces. Now, what will be the fraction of the half? Here, I am shading that half portion. Look here. There is no difference in the pieces. There is only difference in the pieces I divided. The portion I divided. But the portion remained the same. I divide this half into 2. Here I divide this half into 2. Here I divide this halves into 3. There is no difference in any other. The fraction is different. Here, look here, what is the fraction of the shaded portion? Total how many parts? Total 6 parts. How many parts shaded? 3 parts shaded. Now, the fraction of the shaded portion becomes 3 by 6. So, here the fraction of the shaded portion is 1 by 2. Here the fraction of this half is 2 by 4. Here the fraction of this half is 3 by 6. Then now I am again dividing this half. I am again dividing this rectangle into 4 more pieces. Look here, the same half I divide it into 2 pieces. The same half is here, it is divided into 3 portions. Here the same half is divided into 4 equal parts. Now Now, what will be the fraction of this shaded portion? Here, what is the fraction of the shaded portion? How will you find out? Total how many parts? Total how many parts? Total 8 parts. How many parts shaded? 4 parts shaded. Here, look here. Here the fraction is 1 by 2. Here the fraction of this halves, when I divide this half into 2 pieces, the fraction becomes 2 by 4. Here I again divide the half into 3 portions, then the fraction becomes 3 by 6. Here the same portion, I divide the half into 4 equal parts, then the fraction becomes 4 by 8. That means this half remains the same. The only difference is that I cut this half into many more pieces. Here the fraction changes. The changes came to the fractional side, but the portion remains the same. That means all these fractions are same. These fractions are equal. The portions are same, so the fraction is also same. That means 1 by 2 equal to 2 by 4. 1 by 2 is equal to 2 by 4. That is equal to 3 by 6. That is equal to 4 by 8. All these fractions are the same. There is no difference in the portion or the quantity. All these fractions are same. This type of fractions are called equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions. Then, how will you get this equivalent fraction? To make an equivalent fraction, multiply or divide the numerator and denominator with the same number. Thus, we get an equivalent fraction. 1 by 2, I am multiplying the numerator and denominator with the 2. Then I will get 2 by 4. Look, here I multiply the numerator with the 2 and denominator also with the same number. Then I got 2 by 4. Here, look here, 2 by 4. 1 by 2, the equivalent of 1 by 2 is 2 by 4. Then I am again multiplying this 1 by 2 with 3. 1 by 2 into 3 in the numerator and 3 with the denominator. Then the fraction becomes 3 by 3 into 2, 6. Look here, 3 by 6. The equivalent fraction of 1 by 2 is 3 by 6. The equivalent fraction of 1 by 2 is 2 by 4. Now I am multiplying the same fraction with 4, the numerator with 4 and denominator with 4. Then I will get 1 into 4, 4. 1 into 4 equal to 4 as the numerator and 2 into 4 equal to 8 as the denominator. Now the fraction become 4 by 8. Look here, the fraction 4 by 8. So all these fractions are equivalent. How will you get this equivalent fraction? The only thing is that you have to multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. Thus you will get the equivalent fraction. I hope all of you understood what is an equivalent fraction. Then look at some more examples. Look here. Your question is find out the equivalent fractions of 3 by 7. Find out the equivalent fractions of 3 by 7. What you have to do? To find out the equivalent fraction, you have to multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. How will you find out? First of all, write down 3 by 7 into numerator and denominator. From the beginning we are taking, now we are taking 2, both multiplying 2 with the numerator and denominator. We will get 3 into 2, 6. 7 into 2, 14. The first equivalent fraction is 6 by 14. Then we find out the second equivalent fraction. 3 by 7 into multiplying numerator and denominator with the 3, number 3, we get 3 into 3, 9. 7 3s are 21. The second equivalent fraction. We got the second equivalent fraction. Then the third equivalent fraction. 3 by 7 into 4 by 4. That is equal to 3 into 4, 12. 7 into 4, 7 4s are 28. Here we got the 3 equivalent fraction. Now write down 6 by 14, 9 by 21, 12 by 28 are equivalent fractions of which number? 3 by 7. Here we got this. Thus we got the equivalent fraction by multiplying numerator and denominator with the same number. 2, 3, 4. We are the first equivalent fraction. When we multiply this with 2, we get the first equivalent fraction. When we multiply with the 3, we get the second equivalent fraction. For third equivalent fraction is got by multiplying it with 4. Look here, if the fraction is 6 by 4, so 6 by 14, then if we are dividing this fraction with the same number, dividing this with the numerator and denominator with the same number, that is 6 divided by 2 equal to 3, 14 divided by 2 equal to 7. Then we get the equivalent fraction. Look here, when we multiply or divide the numerator and denominator with the same number, we will get the equivalent fraction. For example, 6 by 10. If we are dividing the numerator and denominator with the same number, 6 divided by 2 gives 3, 10 divided by 2, 5. So 6 by 10 and 3 by 5 are equivalent fractions. Here 14 by 21 divided by 7 by 7. 14 divided by 7, we know that 7 2s are 14. So 2 here. 21 divided by 7, we know that 7 3s are 21. So 3. 2 by 3, that means 14 by 21 and 2 by 3 are equivalent fractions. We can multiply numerator and denominator by the same number or divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. We will get the equivalent fractions. That's all about equivalent fractions.